And we have come to the final round of Swiss, so the deciding round to decide who makes it into the top cut of today's mid-season showdown here in Singapore Informatics Academy. It will be a match played between Chia and Melvin K.
Yeah, Melvin, the fan favorite in the ASEAN region, question mark, but very well known for being the previous monster of APAC. Although
still in the top 4,
yeah,
still got his paid invite to Brazil.
I believe although that title has been taken over by Wei-Wen.
Chelsea now, if you're being perfectly honest.
Well, Chelsea is on cruise, I believe, so not at this tournament. So the old monster of APAC looking for a good performance here at this tournament.
Looking for another scalp.
Yeah.
In the form of Alan. Both players sitting at 3-1. Alan was unbeaten, unfortunately lost a pair down in the previous round. So his place in top cut looking in jeopardy if he loses.
Yeah, I believe he fought Rain in the previous round, in round 4.
No idea how he lost that.
Well, Alan as well has a history of well,
not playing well in the rain.
Yeah. As in general, he does tend to make misplays.
Yeah, Rain just gets up the wrong airway and causes him to choke.
Well, I was talking to him and he mentioned something about him misplaying, about not knowing the camera being slower after it mega. No, he knew that camera was slower after it mega evolves, but he still did it anyway. And the Among Us, yeah, he got spawned by the Among Us. So his game needs to be on point here. Yeah,
so right now, if you're watching from home, hope you're well from your timing fever, but you're not the most gay-kyang one after all.
No, well, the thing is, the current outfit that Alan is wearing is actually something that he bought when he went shopping with Cham. So you could say that Cham's spirit has sort of infected Alan. So
still need to put it back together up against Melvin, who will take advantage of any sort of slip up on his part. With both players bidding to win and guarantee their place in top cut. And sure. Benjamin, no, very well.
Yeah.
Alan's team going to be the Camera, Mimikyu, Tapu Bulu, Real Nicholas, Staraptor, and the Tyranitar.
And on Melvin's side, we have the Tapu Koko, Snorlax, Charizard, Landorus, Tapu Lele, and Porygon 2.
Yeah, so a pretty straightforward gameplay for Alan is that he wants to Trick Room. However, there is Snorlax on Melvin's side. And Alan doesn't carry a typical Scrafty option to control the Snorlax.
Not only that, Melvin does have his own Trick Room setter, or he has the ability to reverse Trick Room here. And I don't think Alan has very strong ways to deal with it. Usually the Staraptor gets rid of that by, just outright killing with the
There's this thing
Final Gambit.
I believe Porygon 2's base HP is the same as Staraptor.
Really now? I thought Porygon's 2 base HP...
I think both are 192, isn't it? No, Staraptor's at 185. Yeah, I think both are 192.
No, I'm pretty sure Porygon has a higher base HP.
Staraptor's 185 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Staraptor's 185.
Because Porygon 2 I know can hit at least 200 HP, whereas Staraptor cannot at level 50.
No, Porygon 2 is 192, I think.
Really? Okay, I'll have to get back to you on that. But Alan here leading with that standard ridiculous Staraptor lead.
Yeah, trying to remove either the Charizard or the Tapu Lele from the field immediately. And there's nothing, and he really wants to go for the Charizard because Lele can't touch the Ridiculous at all. Barring a Moonblast, really.
Oh, there is a very cheeky play Melvin could do here, which is just to double protect. That sort of forces Alan into a very bad turn 2 because he has to switch out the Staraptor, which I think is what he's going for.
You're going to be protect on Charizard, probably a protect from Lele as well. No, just go for the Gambit into the Charizard.
Ooh.
So does catch the correct protect as Moonblast into the Ridiculous slot. Really hoping to get a cheeky special attack drop this turn. Doesn't get it though, and Z Trick Room will go off for Alan.
What if it's the Z Psychium?
Well, that would be a terrible, terrible play for Alan.
So I think Melvin didn't double protect, but he still got what he was looking for, putting the Staraptor into putting Alan into a bad position where he is forced to withdraw the Staraptor in order to make use of this Trick Room here.
That being said though, Charizard is still threatened by the Psychic Under Terrain.
I guess the biggest threat here would be the Lele though.
He has to double the Ridiculous to get the KO, which would leave the Staraptor open to Gambit something after all, which is what Alan's going to try for.
Ridiculous protects here.
He is going to do damage to Staraptor, but if it doesn't KO, Staraptor's still going to get some damage off before it takes itself off the field.
I think Staraptor doesn't mind, he just wants to get off the field. Do see a protect coming out.
So Alan's going to get free 107 points of damage onto the Charizard.
Oh,
onto the Lele.
Okay. And I did check, Porygon 2 is the same base HP as Staraptor, so he can take it out of a single hit. Yes.
192 HP.
Exactly. As in, exactly on the dot.
It's the one advantage that Staraptor has over Excelgor. That 5 additional HP.
Fair enough. Alan will bring
Here comes the camera up, I believe. Oh no, here's Bulu. So probably carrying Rock Slide, which is why he went for damage onto Lele last turn.
So he can probably pick up 2 KOs here. But Melvin, I think, might adjust.
Does he have Intimidate? He does have Landorus.
Not
But
only that,
Rock Slide is going to KO Lily even with the Intimidate, I think. Which allows Alan to double up into the Charizard slot.
not to mention that Alan does have that +1 accuracy on the Ranunculus. Could easily start controlling with Hypnosis if he doesn't feel confident in his damage output.
Yeah, and Muff doesn't have anything immune to the Hypnosis.
Protecting here, no switches.
Rock Slide from Tapu Bulu. But Tapu Bulu double attack to stall out this third turn of Trick Room. So Alan has 2 more turns of Trick Room. So Alan really only has 1 more turn of free attacks, which is next turn.
Indeed, and Rock Slide will come out.
And Camera has still not entered the field.
Indeed.
However, the grassy terrain going to heal their Renixers up.
Unfortunate side effect. Charizard hasn't Mega Evolved yet though. A bit strange, I think. Especially considering there isn't any weather so as to
There is
speak.
Sand. Alan has Sand. Alan has Tyranitar.
Oh, you're right.
And there was no reason for Melvin to Mega Evolve last turn because he didn't really need additional damage on Tyranitar. He just going to kill himself anyway.
I mean, less damage maybe makes Lele might be able to survive. A Rock Slide.
But then Alan will have a very easy switch in, which is Tyranitar instead of the Tapu Bulu.
Fair enough. I don't know. I still think you bring
Surprised he didn't bring. Yeah, I don't think he brought Tyranitar this game.
Yeah, because if you do, you just bring in regardless of the sand, because the step Rock Slide is going to provide more damage.
Since the last one is probably the camera up.
Indeed, and Charizard is going to preserve itself.
Gonna be Snorlax. Ooh. Well, I suppose Rock Slide is going to shake off a Rock Slide.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Psychic
no
coming out into the Snorlax slot. No more Psychic Terrain. As Woodhammer comes out, doubling up into the goes for the Tapu Lele as Woodhammer removes the Lele.
Yeah.
But now Melvin has easy protect on that slot to stall out the last turn of Trick Room.
I mean,
but Mirage is slowly recovering back to a point where he could set up Trick Room again.
Indeed.
And that was entirely damage from Recoil, I believe. Yeah.
Tapu Bulu?
Yep, Bulu.
Yeah, indeed.
So Charizard gonna re-enter the field, but it's just gonna protect stall out last turn Trick Room. Does Snorlax have protect on Melvin's side though? Otherwise, well, does Alan have Focus Blast on the Renixers?
I doubt it. We did see Trick Room, Psychic,
probably protect.
Hypnosis or Focus Blast to deal with opposing Tyranitars. There are a lot of options Renixers can run. Energy Ball to make use of the grassy terrain, for example, although I highly doubt that's the case.
Unless he knows Nature Power, which I don't think Renixers learns. Charizard gonna protect itself, so Snorlax doesn't have protect. What does he do this turn?
Hypnosis, perhaps?
Snorlax just goes for the return for damage onto Renixers, not wanting a second Trick Room to go up.
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
With the crit. And if he had gone for Focus Blast there, that's a huge crit death on Alan's side.
Indeed.
He does go for the double up, so yeah. Does get a KO anyway, actually. But he loses his Trick Roomer, and the problem here is that even if he didn't get the damage last turn, he now doesn't have the threat of Trick Room.
Indeed. And depending on what his last Pokemon in...
Landorus, I think. For Alan, for Melvin. It's gonna be Camera Up. No, it's gonna be Tyranitar, so he didn't bring Camera Up this game. It's gonna be Porygon 2, so... Ooh, Tyranitar is looking great.
But Tyranitar,
even without Trick Room.
Tyranitar is slower.
What is he afraid of? Solar Beam?
Perhaps. And
I don't think that KOs though, even without the sand. It's max HP Tyranitar. Actually, it's hard to say. I have no idea what that calc is because I expect Tyranitar to be in the sand most of the time.
So both players down to the last 2 here. Melvin saved his Charizard for this exact situation.
But Rock Slide from either mon will KO his Charizard.
Yes.
So he has to gamble and pick whether he goes for Heat Wave to KO Bulu or Solar Beam to potentially KO Tyranitar.
At the same time, you have to recognize Alan could just protect with his Tapu Bulu.
He could protect with both. Goes for protect on Bulu, hoping to catch the Heat Wave or to survive a Solar Beam. Thus, Melvin go for the Solar Beam. Goes for the Heat Wave, leaving Tyranitar open. Now can he connect?
Yeah, not only that, Charizard could get burn on Tyranitar, which would nerf.
Does go for Ice Beam into the Tyranitar. So Melvin going for 2 options. Potential burn and a potential freeze. Doesn't get either. Rock Slide will connect on Charizard. Melvin didn't bring in the Intimidate. Charizard goes down. Porygon 2 against the world. And the world is recovering a bit of HP every turn.
I thought you say the world is a very harsh place that will just hammer you into the ground given a chance. Which is what the Tapu Bulu is going to do to the Porygon 2 at this point.
Not really though. That will cost him his own HP.
I think you take it. You
want the damage.
You want to inflict as much damage as possible while you have grassy terrain.
So now you just double up with the Boot Hammer and Crunch.
Or you could, go for Style Points and Darkinium if you have it on the Tyranitar. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, Tyranitar was life up. So Porygon 2 actually going to recover.
After all. So
wow.
Proving that it's not running a negative nature. But does have Loki and Porygon 2 not going to do a lot of damage, Alan.
I do see a wood hammer.
That was effectively the same damage as Crunch. And Crunch has the defense chance, dropping chance, so...
Oh, Polygon 2 does hang on.
And might just stall out grassy terrain after all. Now if only he had gone for something that might have dropped defense.
Yeah, with the stat boost as well. I guess Polygon 2 isn't very heavy as well, so to speak.
Now he knows. It's made of data.
Polygon 2 showing itself to be the fastest thing on the field, once again recovering.
It's not like we're struggling to carry USB devices around.
Woodhammer will connect. Not as much damage as the grassy terrain.
Blue and Tyranitar?
Oh, then he's very lucky. Yeah, he does recognize, goes for the crunch here. Will pick up the kill. I must admit, it was looking very bad for Alan
Does
Chia.
he speed tie Blue and Tyranitar?
Hold on, let me check for you.
No, I think they don't speed tie. Blue is 75 and Tyranitar 61. But didn't we just see Tyranitar move first?
No, Tyranitar kept moving last.
Really?
Yes. He moved even...
I thought we saw Woodhammer go second the previous turn. Right? We saw low kick do a bit of damage.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
So
there is a
speed
speed tie.
tie.
It's a speed tie.
Alan, what are you doing?
Huh?
You're not supposed to have 2 monsters speed tie on your own team. Then you can't control the turn order.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter so much because Tyranitar, you know, is mostly pressing rock slide and you have more leeway with your spread attacks.
No. It's not a matter of what attacks they are. As long as you speed tie, there's always a chance that the wrong thing moves first when you don't want it to. And KO something instead of letting you go for the other target, if possible. That's just... Well, Shang has a long lecture on this particular topic.
Okay, but Shang is not here, so... I mean... I don't...
Yeah, we did see that happen, right?
Yes, it is. You're right.
Turn order.
Yeah.
What in the world?
I mean, I don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, Shang or you might disagree otherwise, but I think all in all, doesn't really matter.
It matters.
Okay.
You need to know at every point in game what mon is going to move first.
What matters now, Matthew, is that we're going into game 2.
Yeah, Alan for 1 game lead. Melvin will stick with the same 2. And Alan, I think, might go with the same 2 again as well.
And he is now sort of a data back to fall back on how Melvin responded to this lead.
Yep.
Yes. And well, again, Melvin has shown to be rather clever in how he adjusts as well. So even if he brings the same lead, his approach might be completely different.
We didn't even see the Rangers do anything other than Trick Room.
I did land a psychic
And a
on the
psychic,
Snorlax,
right.
which I think kind of helped.
He put it into Woodhammer range.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if Bulu is strong enough by itself because there was grassy terrain.
Yeah. It's Melvin. He's got some sort of weird defensive spell on his
Well,
Snorlax.
Lele goes for the protect here, so
Yeah, it's going for the double protect this time. So no free damage from Melvin this turn. So Alan's going to get a same play as in turn 1, as in game 1, but with no damage this time.
doesn't go for the Z Trick Room this time. Instead, just sets up Trick Room normally. So Hypnosis still is at...
And he does have Shadow Psyche, which will KO Charizard.
Ooh.
So Melvin playing into Alan this time. Not going for the taunt on Lele. And not getting... And while burning the final gambit, doesn't get free damage on the
but at the same time though, it has to be noted that Alan didn't aim the final gambit at the Tapu Lele also. So he was pretty confident that Melvin wasn't
going for taunt.
Yeah. So Snorlax hits the field here, so hoping to eat that final gambit.
Or Shattered Psyche, for that matter. Here's Shattered Psyche, coming up from the Reuniclus, moving first after the Trick Room. And I don't think Lele has a Psychic to Charmander to take it off the field.
Yeah.
If he leaves it alone, he just dies to Gambit. So he has to take Charmander off the field. So he can't afford to target the Reuniclus at all.
Psyche boosted by the Psychic terrain as well, so a lot of damage coming this way of Snorlax.
Mirage will survive and eat his berry. And it's better than Charizard eating the attack, as Snorlax falls down to its 70% after the berry. As Lele goes for Psychic into the Staraptor, not wanting to die to his own Gambit. We'll get the KO, but Staraptor was going to suicide anyway.
Yeah.
And now, if he has camera up, the games can begin.
Snorlax though, you do expect it to have like
No, but it's going to be double Bulu. So the Snorlax is going to move first. Oh, actually no, it's the speed tie between the Snorlax and the Reuniclus.
But now with the Psychic terrain gone, Reuniclus is really...
Reuniclus can just focus blast if he has it.
Ooh, yeah.
He doesn't have accuracy gain from the Z Trick Room.
Yes.
So 70% rolls, everyone.
But at the same time though, Snorlax can't really do much. I guess the return did kill the Reuniclus earlier, but that was with a critical hit. So I do expect Reuniclus to hang on. I guess
that was a Reuniclus damage from the Moonblast on turn 1 as well.
True. Yeah, so a return should be rather safe. Lele going to switch out here.
Charizard to take the Woodhammer.
Expected Woodhammer, yes.
So Melvin trying to try stall out Trick Room turns. through raw damage, but it's going for the Psychic into the Charizard slot. Doubling up with Woodhammer as well, perhaps. Return into the Reuniclus. They're gonna do half? Not even.
Oh, that's a lot of damage though.
Okay, just about half. As here comes Woodhammer into Snorlax, gonna pick it off with the terrain.
Ooh.
So Alan calling the switch out of the Tapu Lele.
Yeah, that is huge because Charizard is going to go down in another cycle. It's not even going to recover from the grassy terrain as it watches from its high up perch. You know, Reuniclus and Tapu Bulu healing there. So
And
Charizard,
now Melvin is pretty much pressured to Mega Evolve, which puts him under threat of the Tyranitar coming in later in the game.
I think even if Mega evolves, the
And
Charizard
now
is
Psychic
still
Terrain comes back to give the Reuniclus Psychic Terrain.
Yeah, I think the Charizard is dead either way. You know, the special defense, yeah,
But I think Lele
the
can
Psychic
survive.
terrain-
I think Lele can survive a Moonblast, a
Woodhammer.
Woodhammer without terrain.
For sure, for sure. Question is
I'm
what?
not sure actually. Melvin
Alan-
runs a fast Lele.
What question is what does Alan have at the back though? Is it the Tyranitar once again?
Or the camera. Since camera actually would have done decently once Snorlax goes down.
Yes. Okay, actually withdrawing the Reuniclus, yes.
That's gonna be Tyranitar. So sacrificing the chance of weather control. I think he's predicting Melvin to protect the Charizard and not Mega Evolve. And he does. So Charizard actually comes in for free, barring a Moonblast into that slot, which might come out. Or unless Lele gets I think Lele will survive Woodhammer without terrain though. Which it does.
It is close.
And Lele goes for Shadow Psyche. Oh no! Which slot? It has to be the blue, right?
Yeah, it has
Not
to,
into
come
the
on, it has to be
Reuniclus,
the
yeah.
blue. It doesn't make sense if it goes into the Reuniclus.
And I think Melvin has successfully stalled out Trick Room turns.
At that damage range though, if the Reuniclus had contributed and you know gone for a Psychic of its own on the Lele, we wouldn't be seeing this Z move come out from Melvin at all. Yeah, Bulu should go down here.
Yeah, Alan making the wrong call on who he thought would. I think Alan might have predicted. Actually, have to say because he definitely called the Charizard Protect to switch in Tyranitar.
Lele not quite going down to sand.
Not
Alan
yet.
down to his
Not
last
quite.
two. Melvin still has one more Pokemon at the back to play with, and
gonna
I
be
doubt
Reuniclus
it's the
and
Porygon
Tyranitar.
too. Yeah.
And Reuniclus just not healthy, and this is the last turn of Trick Room.
He can punish the Charizard Y, which has protected.
That's true. I think
Although
Melvin will switch out.
yes, for sure. Brings in perhaps
He's gonna stay in and Mega Evolve. I suppose he's sacrificing his Charizard. So he thinks that what he has at the back has a better matchup.
Landorus perhaps?
Or maybe.
Yeah, Coco will make sense.
I think Melvin goes for the double here.
As in double protect.
On Charizard, yes.
Lele protects. Does Charizard?
I think he has to. It doesn't. So we'll lose Charizard unless Rock Slide misses. Which he might. Here we go.
Does
Connect.
connect,
So
okay.
maybe now it's last two, but he definitely feels confident in, I believe he's Coco. So he wanted to Mega Evolve to ensure that the sand boost goes away. As Trick Room does run out. And well, Alan really doesn't want to try to set it up because he does expect Taunt on Melvin's Lele. And he doesn't have Z Trick Room anymore. But it's Porygon 2 again.
Okay.
And I suppose, or maybe Melvin knew that his Lele would have gone down to one more turn of sand.
That is likely. Now I think Reuniclus just picks off Lele. And I guess Reuniclus is a better option.
Ooh,
I
I'm
agree.
not sure about this.
I agree with that play.
I think Melvin doubles into the Reuniclus. Oh, but he doesn't. Goes for the Tyranitar instead. Ice Beam comes out into Reuniclus. This is not Magic Guard. This is Overcoat Reuniclus, I believe. But
Yes.
it doesn't get frozen. And Psychic into the Lady in terrain. And once again, it's Porygon 2 against the wall. But without the Voodoo's damage this time. Ooh, it's Hypnosis, isn't it?
there is Psychic terrain on the field, so Reuniclus is boosted.
That's true.
I just want to say that I agree with the protect on the Tyranitar because the Porygon has shown to be the faster thing as well in the previous game. So he really wants to minimize damage, and without the sand boosting it, you should expect to take a lot of damage from the Tapu Lele as
Here
well.
comes Crunch. So no more low kicks from our good friend Alan this time. And
Does
does
get
get
the
the
defense drop. This is why you press
Does he
Crunch.
get special defense drop as well?
Oh, that would be really juicy. Psychic into Porygon 2.
Okay, no special defense drop. But Reuniclus able to take one more Ice Beam.
Yeah, but if Porygon 2 attacks here crucially, it will go down to a crunch. And if it recovers...
Yeah, looks like he's going for the attack. He needs a freeze on Tyranitar, exactly. Doesn't get it. Crunch will finish off Porygon 2 thanks to defense drop.
And
Alan
Alan...
conquers his demon. Beats Melvin K. First time in his life on stream. Who knew? He had a game plan in mind. He executed it very well.
To be fair, I think Melvin always stood a chance. He had the right idea of
Yes.
stalling out Trick Room.
He always got the Trick Room turns run out. But But every time we expected him to have a better Mon to play out of Trick Room,
Aside from Porygon 2.
it was Porygon 2. So his game plan always looked as if he had a 4th Mon like Tapu Koko or Landorus.
And crucially, right, if you notice, right, the Porygon 2 didn't trigger any abilities, which means...
Analytic, yep.
And it didn't get any boost since it was
Because he kept
moving
moving
first.
Yes.
So, oh, it's a bit unfortunate for that. But
That being said, if he is Analytic Porygon 2, then if his second attack is Foul Play, I think Foul Play would have done more to Nicholas.
I think, I suppose you're right. Nicholas doesn't have the
I mean,
fantastic
he
attack.
has to know that Alan is a naughty boy who always runs 31 IV on everything, right?
Okay, to be fair, Nicholas doesn't have a very strong attack stat, but his defense stat isn't
His attack stat is not
fantastic
bad.
either.
I believe it's 65, right? Why?
Yeah, you can run Explosion on Nicholas, I remember. So, and Nicholas gets stuff like fun stuff like Drain Punch and Ice Punch as well.
And we saw Foul Play didn't really do that. And you saw Ice Beam wasn't enough. I think Foul Play might have been enough.
I don't know, if perhaps it was something like Tapu Koko that would just nuke
That's the thing. Every we saw his gameplay in game 1 and 2, it always seemed like he was playing towards an offensive endgame. And then go Porygon 2 and you're like,
I guess
you can bulk it out, sure, but that doesn't seem to be what you were going for in previous turns. Maybe Porygon 2 should come out during Trick Room turns then. Instead of sacrificing your offensive mons under Trick Room, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
He always lost one of Charizard or Lele under Trick Room.
Yes,
But he could have
think,
just switched to Porygon 2, I think.
Yeah, you should sacrifice that instead, because outside of Trick Room, Charizard and Lele provide more pressure, more power. I kind of agree that maybe he should have sacrificed something instead of the Charizard or the Lele. Like maybe a double switch, and Porygon 2 doesn't function that badly. And Snorlax also, I mean, this is one of those situations where I think in the previous game where I forgot who was it, but who brought Snorlax into Farman, who brought Snorlax in to deal with the Trick Room setup. Melvin did the same thing here, but his Snorlax just died so quickly. The amount of offense and pressure that Alan's team has is just overwhelming, I think.
The difference is that in previous games, the teams didn't really have answers to Snorlax on the Trick Room. Alan's team is a Trick Room team. He knows that Snorlax is one of the main answers most teams have to Trick Room. So he has Wood Hammer, he has probably Focus Blast, he has terrain boosted attacks, both the Psychic and the Wood Hammer. He has more than enough options to ensure that Snorlax cannot set up in front of him.
I want to talk about the terrain here, because no matter what it seems, right, the terrain always seems to favor Alan. So maybe Koko would have been a better choice here for Melvin. You do stop that nasty Hypnosis play as well. Although Alan didn't really quite use that to his advantage.
That's the thing here. Melvin's game plan, the 4 he kept bringing, seemed to be a good fit to play under Trick Room consistently.
Yes.
But at the same time, Melvin was consistently stalling out Trick Room. So you have to think that his 4th slot should have been something that could take advantage of it once Trick Room ran out. Because he was so good at getting it. If he wasn't confident of ensuring that Trick Room always stayed off the field, and he was always under pressure, then sure, those 4 were fine. But Melvin was playing so well in getting and ensuring that Trick Room only went up once per game. But he wasn't bringing the 4 to take advantage of it fully at the end of the game. Didn't quite have the same endgame plan as Alan did.
Yeah, and perhaps, okay, maybe he doesn't need to bring anything different, but the order or the priority of the Pokemon that he should preserve should change. Because I think the argument here is that Charizard Y and Lele function a lot stronger outside of Trick Room rather than the Analytic Porygon 2.
But again, and also you have to give credit to Melvin though, is the problem for him is that he always has to guess whether or not Alan's bringing camera up. Because we keep saying, yeah sure, bring the Koko. But if Alan brings camera, Koko can't do anything.
Fair enough.
So Melvin always has to balance, always has a very tight balancing act. These 4 are the bulkiest 4 against Alan's entire team, no question. Koko is a better matchup against the 4 that Alan was bringing, sure. But if Alan switches up with camera up, Koko suddenly becomes totally deadweight. Even outside of Trick Room, Koko cannot touch camera up.
Well, kudos to Alan for having the discipline not to bring the camera up. Because as far as I know, camera up is one of those easy Trick Room buttons where you just press Heat Wave and Eruption and just watch things die.
It's not that hard of a decision for Alan to make, because one of the main advantages of these teams when they run camera up is that Staraptor always ensures camera up enters the field on turn 2. But Melvin was consistently denying Alan the free switch in.
Yes.
So Alan recognized that Melvin wasn't going to give him the camera on turn 2. And if camera cannot be on the field from turn 2 onwards,
there's no point.
Then camera only gets 1 attack off. Because if you have 4 turns of Trick Room, camera can attack on 2 turns where the opponent doesn't protect. But if camera only enters the field by turn 3 or 4, then he only gets 1 attack off, and then the value of camera up is lost. So yeah, as you pointed out, Alan showed the discipline, but he also recognized that Melvin wasn't going to give him the autopilot Staraptor into camera, which as you saw from I believe the juniors finals in Oceania, fantastic turn 1 play. Even juniors can do it. But Melvin was always going to deny him thanks to his good use of protect. And Alan adjusted accordingly. So well played to both players.
Indeed. I think we'll be going into the interview with Alan, who has managed to overcome and I believe making it to top cut for this tournament.
Yep. So stay tuned. And I'm joined now at the end of the Swiss rounds by Alan Chia, who has secured his place in the top cut, going 4-1 after beating Melvin K. Finally.
Yeah!
So congrats Alan, making it to top cut.
Thank you, Matthew.
So I think we saw you had a very fixed game plan in mind. The 4 you brought were the same in both games. Were you surprised that Melvin didn't adjust?
Not really. Like the same 4 he brought was fine because I probably think that he wouldn't bring Coco at all because
camera up.
Yeah, because of my camera up. So and then I will not bring camera up because I don't think I can abuse it very well. Because
Yeah, as I was telling Justin,
yeah,
the thing about this team's autopilot chart is that it's a very good strong turn 1 play. It's that camera up really likes this team because with Staraptor going for Gambit on turn 1, camera up gets 4 guaranteed turns. But I think you knew that Melvin is not going to give you 4 turns.
yeah. That's one thing also. Another thing is that his team is actually quite specially bulky. He has Snorlax, like camera up cannot touch Snorlax very well. Then Charizard resists Eruption.
But he also gives you stun.
Yeah, that's one thing, but it's not really, I don't feel very safe bringing camera up. And the last one was Porygon 2, which camera up actually has trouble because of the Ice Beam. Yeah, that's about it lah.
Yeah, so definitely, I think we also saw in game 1 he was playing very well to ensure that he didn't put up stun unless he really needed stun. Because he was wary of A, camera would come in to abuse stun, and B, Tarita could reset the weather.
Yeah, he actually stayed in 1 turn, just hit wave without the sun.
Because he recognized that he just needed to reduce your final gambit damage anyway.
Correct. Yeah lor. But one thing I was very worried about was his Lele, because under the psychic terrain, he can dish a lot of damage out, and I have to get in Bulu straight away, and then I really have to read the switch between Charizard, yeah, and because he got Snorlax, so I had to prioritize what to kill. Like, do I kill Snorlax or do I call the Charizard switch in? On game 2, when Snorlax came in and Lele was full health, I caught the Charizard switch, but I didn't rock slide because I
needed to get rid of the Snorlax.
Yeah, needed to get rid of Snorlax first because the return actually did quite a lot to my Reuniclus.
I think it's a roll on a 2 kill, so that's always very dangerous.
So very dangerous.
No, you have grassy terrain, so no
can
longer
heal.
a 2 KO.
Can heal, no
Yeah,
problem.
but yeah, definitely a trade-off because again, you not only do you have to pick who to kill, killing Snorlax also means a lot of recoil.
Yeah, recoil, but it's okay lah. Got grassy terrain heal back.
Yeah, so you definitely had a very strong game plan both games, but again, we saw that you I think were pretty confident that you weren't going to get a second trick room.
Yeah, no way because my trick rumors only can survive long enough.
Good enough for one shot.
Yeah,
that's
for one shot only. Because I actually did some research. I tried Cresselia, I tried Musharana, but
Yeah, blame me, right?
No.
Wrong advice, right?
No, Matthew. No. But yeah, it did. I needed the offensive presence on the trick room.
Stop watching.
Huh?
Stop watching Nana Killa, Alan.
But Edward Chung is my idol. Hi, Edward.
We want to climb the stairway once again.
Yes, I'm going to climb the stairways to Rana Kira. Bring back the series.
But again, so I think the other problem for his team is that once Showdown expired, he actually had he was actually in a weird scenario where he couldn't get analytic damage off at all because he was moving before you.
Exactly. So, yeah, but honestly, the Polygon 2 wasn't really a threat.
Oh, so want to tell us why you press low kick, Alan Chia?
I
USB flash drive very heavy, right? Right, Alan?
I
Kick it very heavy, right?
I have a hit for
120,
IT.
120 base damage, right?
I have a hit for IT technology. Yeah, that's why. Then after that, my leg pain, then I eat it.
Low kick into Polygon,
Yeah.
Alan Chia, in 2018.
Testing damage.
So you were pretty confident that again you weren't going to get enough turns or enough targets for camera to really shine.
Yes.
So at that point though, did you think that game 2 the Coco might come out? Because he might recognize that as well. Or you think you're still too afraid of camera?
Not really, because honestly I have Bulu, and then even without Grassy Terrain, Bulu still can chunk a lot of Coco.
And Coco can't really return KO.
Yeah, and Tyranitar is very safe if I got sent. So I just rock slide. If I can abuse my trick room turns properly lah.
And I think it's fair to say you took a risk in game 2. You didn't see trick room.
I didn't. Yeah, because
You're pretty sure. So you were very confident he wasn't going to taunt.
I took a risk lah, because
Because he already seen Z trick room the previous
well,
turn.
yeah,
previous
that's one
game.
thing. And then the thing is that even if the same thing played out, except he didn't boom blast, he taunted.
You can then
Yeah,
then turn 2 you can get it
Yeah,
again.
I can get it again, and then Z trick room, I can
So
Z
Z
trick room again.
he threw the taunt.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
So I think that was a very safe play from my part, and then yeah, the double protect did. Starter was in a very weird position after all, but as long as I get it off the
As long as you got the
field,
guaranteed trick room.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed to get off the field because you're gonna die.
I kill myself. Yeah.
Either he kills you or
Or I
you
kill
kill yourself.
myself. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And Ridiculous gets a free turn of damage under psychic terrain. So I think it all worked out for you
Yeah.
in the end. So again, very strong game plan. Didn't managed to resist the temptation of bringing camera up when it wasn't entirely ideal. And really, I think executed pretty well.
Thank you,
As
Matthew.
As in, we see a lot of these teams, these hard trick room teams, struggle a lot with Bosing Snorlax, but
Yes.
you had no trouble.
Yeah.
You just make sure that he had no chance to set up, and a Snorlax that can't set up is
Is a
just a big blob.
fat. Yeah, you're just a Skylar. Hi, Skylar.
Yeah. So once again, Alan makes it into top cut. We'll see how far he can go,
Thank you.
and we'll be back with the top cut. So stay tuned.